Yeah. So Epic Universe. I want to get one thing out of the way first because I mentioned it to you um at the I mentioned it to you when we talked yesterday. So all things considered, I think that um Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios is very well made.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. It's separated from the rest of the park. You know, you have to go through entryways to get to Galaxy's Edge, and and I think that they maintain the immersion very very well. So take the concept of Galaxy's Edge and do four separate areas in the park. So they're all connected to this main hub, but when you go into these separate areas, they're all like very immersive sections. Like you can't like the best way I can describe this is I can't see the teacups from Space Mountain, right? That sort of thing. Like no, you can't see like different sorts of rides from where I am. And that's basically is Epic Universe. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Super Nintendo World. I loved it. It was great. It was great. I cried.
Time
I
wasted.
walked
Good.
in and I teared up, and it's sensory overload, man. You walk in and you see all the again, like my complaint with Epcot that there's like no, it's dead. Is you walk in and it's a dead park. Um, Super Nintendo World is the complete opposite, where you walk in and there's so much life in that area and dynamism, and the music is loud and sensory overload, dude. It's like it is very well executed, very 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 well executed. Um, a lot of attention to detail. Like you can tell that Nintendo got really involved, and the attention to detail was like top notch. They in both areas, in the Mario area and the Donkey Kong area. Like there's attention to detail. There's Easter eggs everywhere, and it's very very well executed. Um, I there's so we'll go through the rides and we'll talk about the things, but um, yeah, walking in and we didn't do too much wait. It was actually quite good. We I think we waited an average of about an hour per ride. It's not bad. And we spent the entire day. So we got there early, before the rides actually opened to the general public, and we stayed until 8:30 at night. So we spent the entire day. Um, so the Donkey Kong ride's really good. It's super fun, and the way they execute the the jumping and all that on the mine is really good. Super cool how they did it. Again, immersive, and there's Easter eggs, and Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong are there. It's super cool. It's super fun, right? It's great. And then here's where the problems start with Super Nintendo World. There, we went to the Yoshi ride. I wasn't expect. I've already heard that Yoshi ride is more like a kid's ride. I wasn't expecting to be blown away. In my opinion, it's still better than like the Navi River. I don't know. Kingdom. That's a terrible ride. It's a terrible ride with a very impressive animatronic. But here's where the problems start, because the Yoshi ride, most of the ride is outside. I don't think that that when they built the cars for the ride, I don't think they took Florida weather into consideration, and the carts didn't work. There's a mechanic to the ride, and they were not working because water seeped in, and it rains a lot here. So we're not in Osaka. We're not in Hollywood. Like it rains a lot here, and the sun gets really hot. so so you can tell that those cars were not built for the weather, and and some of the Koopa Troopas were not built for the weather either. And that's a problem that could get addressed, right? And that's that's fixable. That's not, you pull the ride down for a few weeks while you figure out how to weatherproof what you need to weatherproof, and you fix it. Um, it's no problem there. Um, we went ate at the Toastal Cafe. Um, they had a really good system to get you seated down, because they won't let you in. And it's like, oh, let's go hunt for a table like you do at Disney. Like they actually had like people like lookouts, like looking for a table
Yeah.
that you need, and they sit you down, and then they get your food. So you everything is a mobile order. So you mobile order. Once you sit down, you scan the QR code on your table, and then they bring your food when it's ready. So um, very good. Food was good. It was fun. Super immersive again with the little totes on the windows, and so I think that, like, to me, bro, like that was the best part. Like that Toastal Cafe was super cool. Like the way it was very well executed, very well done, and everything worked great in there. So no problems there. And, all right, Mario Kart. So Mario Kart, the queue was great. Everything was great. It was super fun because there's tons and tons of Easter eggs everywhere. Again, very well made. The queue area, and we get to the cart. Right? Like we get the cap on. We get to the cart. I had no problem fitting in. I know. Remember us talking about that when they first opened in Japan.
There was also issues in Hollywood, I think, too.
Yeah. So no, I had no. It wasn't. It was. I think I was tighter in Tron that I was here. It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I didn't. Tron. I'll probably ride the chariot next time. Um. But no issues feeding in. Here's the problem with Mario Kart. I think the ride itself is cool. Just because there's just a lot happening around you, right? The problem is that I don't think that those AR headsets are ready for prime time.
Hmm.
They are too heavy, and just trying to move around with a headset, and looking at where you need to point
Yeah,
out
the
your
aim
chills.
with your head.
Yeah, the aiming with your
Weird.
head, they're too heavy for that.
Yeah, it's strange.
So I think that eventually, maybe like 2 years from now, when we can when we can make that tech smaller and lighter, that's gonna be fine, right? That's again a thing that could be addressed in the future. Um, but it worked. It's just uncomfortable. So sitting down was not uncomfortable. Moving my head with that heavy headset was, maybe because I was wearing glasses. I don't know. Like it could be, there could be a couple things that could have made that right. So, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was cool. Like you go through, like, it's basically Mario Kart greatest hits, and it was fun. You know, um, we bought a band. We bought one of the like the band, so you can get coins. So my daughter went around, got all the coins she wanted.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I
So you got
got
to
her the
actually
band.
experience the feature. Yeah.
Yeah, I got her the band, and she went around and looked for blocks and all that, and there's like little like corners that you go in, and it's like, hey, what's here? And you go walk in, and there's like a mini game in there. So it's super cool, man. Like that is super well executed. Again, I think that there were some considerations that need to be taken when it comes to uh, adapting this to Florida weather, and
Mm.
um, it could be addressed. It's just
Yeah.
weatherproofing
Okay.
and whatnot. But
Yep.
other than that, excellent.
Nice. Good.
The other ride that we were able to do was Monsters Unleashed. So that ride is sick, bro.
Yeah. Animatronics really good.
Wow, bro. So the immersion, man. Like, think Haunted Mansion, right? Um, because the queue is very reminiscent. Like the queue is so this is what's fantastic about this park is that all the queues are inside basically, except for the How to Train Your Dragon area, which is all outside.
Right.
And man, you walk into the castle, dude, and the music, and then you see it's freaky and oh, so good, man. Like the immersion and the ambience inside the castle, and you see like the Frankenstein monsters, kind of like the plans and all that. Oh man, so good, dude. And then you go do the pre-show, and then the animatronics, and I was like, what? That is so good, dude. My daughter was like, how do we make it look so real? I was like, I know, it's legit. But that's nothing, dude. Like I was impressed by the pre-show, and then you go in. Holy crap, man! That ride is like it's relentless, and then it's not rough. It's not a rough ride. It gets you, moves you around and whatnot. But it's not necessarily like extreme or anything. But just the visuals, and then it's super loud, which is funny because then I noticed that my phone had a through an alert for loud noises.
Wow.
I noticed that when I got here at night, I was like, oh, you were on loud, you went through loud noises like over 100 decibels on like
Wow.
for like 4 minutes, and I was like, what? That was the right.
Wow. That's
It's
because that immersive.
It is
allowed,
super loud, like great effects.
Wow.
Everything worked great, dude. So
Good.
it
Good.
was insane. So my daughter didn't want to do any roller coasters, so we didn't do any of that. But like ultimately, we ended up spending most of our day at Super Mario. We spent from like 10 in the morning to like 5:30 in the afternoon, like all day, dude. Because there's so much to see and so much to do. It's like super cool, man. So it's Mario, bro. What are you gonna do? It's so good. But we went through the How to Train Your Dragon area. That's the more like outdoorsy area, and it was really nice. It was really cool. Again, well executed, and they had a cool ride, the roller coaster ride. But my daughter didn't want to ride it. She didn't want to ride the flyers either because she was like, "Oh no, it's too high. I got scared." I was like, "Okay, that's fine." But we took pictures and we went around the area. I was like, "Okay, let's go check the Harry Potter area." Again, wow, dude. Like this area, super immersive. It's like you actually left Florida and ended up in like fantasy France, basically. It is so good. Like and we went at night. Like when we got to that area, it was already dark.
So the
So
lights and
so
everything.
the
Very immersive.
lights, it was super immersive, right? And super cool. We it was 6 o'clock, right? And we noticed that the line for battle of the ministry is with 60 minutes. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do the ride, and then we go home after that. I was like, okay, cool. So we go in. The going in super immersive. You go in, and Joe, it's the best queue of any ride ever. Could it's something else. It is very, very, very impressive. Like Disney, like no chance, bro. Like there's nothing at Disney.
They spent their money. They spent their money on this
Yeah,
one.
there's nothing at Disney that comes like nowhere close, dude. Like nowhere close to this. It is
Wow.
something. It is like this is a theme park, dude. Are you serious? It is very impressive, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we do we do the line. We went through the queue. Um, we ended up only waiting like 40 minutes, and we were there for and we got to the boarding, right. Ride breaks, and we're right there at boarding.
That's tough. That's
So
tough.
ride breaks. They said brief delay. An hour passes, dude, and we stayed because we were
Uh,
right there before at
so
boarding.
close. So close.
bro. And then it was like, let's go. Like we'll spend an hour here. Like we waited longer here for the ride to get fixed than we waited in line.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Um, I,
I heard
I
that ride's not that great though.
so I talked to the team member, and it's like, listen, you have on the PA. There's a here's like here's where the story evolves into something else, right? The epic universe story. It's not negative, but you know me. I'm not one to start this sort of like
Reasonable,
crap. Yeah,
reasonable.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. So I talked to the team members, like, listen, you're saying it's a brief delay. Being here for an hour, that's not brief. Like 15 minutes is a brief delay. Like, and you guys are not telling us anything. And then, like we're following protocol and whatnot. It's like I understand, but like if this is going to be a prolonged delay, why not get everyone out of here, and we can come back later. Just give us a pass and we'll come back later. We're right here, right? And
Yeah.
tell us that it's gonna be down for a while, and you don't know when it's coming back. And I was like, yeah, we don't know. I was like, well, it's been an hour, right? And you kept us here. Like, why not let us go? And or tell us it's like, hey, it's gonna be a long time. You can go, come back, whatever. But like their communication was really poor, and the way that I understood what she said was that that has been an issue that has already been brought up to management, where for some reason management does not want to communicate to the guest that the ride is going to be down for a prolonged time. And
Wow. They
and I
don't
was like,
want
well, that's
people to
not good.
think worse and then they experience it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Let's go. So we left, and then I was like, all right, let's go stop by the Super Nintendo World shop that's like outside of the Super Nintendo entrance, and let's get stuff, whatever. So
Yeah.
we got there, we got a few things, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop by guest services on my way out. So I stopped by guest services. I told the lady that's there. It's like, oh, okay, well, there's no wait right now for guest services. If you want to go in, they'll take you in, and you can, let them know what's going on. And so I told the lady, the guest services lady, it's like, hey, so basically this is what's going on, and I'm not looking for you to give me anything. I just want you guys to give better service. Like, I just want this is a learning opportunity for you guys to be able to provide better service for your guest, and not let us know. Like, if it's a brief delay is 15-20 minutes, not an hour and a half, right? And it's unfortunate that we had a great time throughout the entire day, and then our day concluded with that. And I'm not looking for you to give me anything. I just want to give you feedback, and hopefully you can better the communication with the guests and let them know it's like, hey, this is gonna happen. We don't know when this come back up. Go and come back, right? They ended up giving me something. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to use it, but I just gave him the feedback. I was like, all right, well, that's it, and it was good. Like, overall, man, I really liked it. It's a beautiful park. I saw a lot of people complain about shade before. We didn't have an issue. We found shade and places to rest. There were plenty. There's a really good bridge, like or the tunnel that links the Mario area with the Donkey Kong area. There's plenty of shade there. Like, there's places that you can get shade. It's not like some people made it feel like, oh, there's like, oh, we're dying on here. Well, maybe because you went in the middle of like August, so yeah. So we were not crazy. Weather was great, so we didn't have any issue with that. And I think overall, man, so it was not ready for prime time. Clearly there's something going on, right? Whether it be the Yoshi ride with the mechanics on it not working, things going on with the Harry Potter ride, and I think the monsters or the Dark Universe and the How to Train Your Dragon, those seem to be the ones that are like fully operational. Like there's some things in Super Nintendo World that were not, and I'm sure that those could get addressed easily. But then they gotta figure out what the heck's going on with that ride. So I was talking to someone in the office, and someone overheard my conversation and said that same thing that happened to you with that Harry Potter ride happened to me 4 times on the same day.
It's a trend.
Yeah. So, but have you heard? So, what's going on? What have you heard about it? Because I know that you have ears to the ground. You have insider info.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm more retired from that world. But what's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, even from the preview when they were previewing it, like I had a couple people telling me the same thing that for pretty much the entirety of the time of the previews, they did not let people, except to very, very rare instances, ride that specific ride at the Ministry of Magic. And like it was a trend where a lot of rides had downtime, but that one was like completely down for like entire day. Like they didn't even try to bring it back, and they would just try and tell people like enjoy the queue. Then I've heard in general the ride itself isn't that great either. So it's like kind of tough because that queue was built to hold a significant amount of people, and it sounds to me like how you said, the queue is one of the best parts of that whole thing. Like it's like it's almost like worth just going on that just to experience
Just to see the queue.
that
Yeah.
the queue.
Oh, for
like
real,
they
dude.
spend more on that than they did on the actual ride.
The queue.
And
The
so,
queue is an
I think if you
attraction by
know that,
itself. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and if you know that going into it, like, you know, um, and you're a fan of the Potter series and the books and those things, that probably will make it even more cool. Like just in general, I'm sure anyone will love the art that they do, but like, someone who's a fan of the books. But then like you also factor in the aspect that uh, if the ride itself doesn't have a huge like, oh my gosh, this ride is so amazing, telling people you need to get on it, then people keep having situations where it's being backed up. I'm sure it's gonna just affect them negatively in the sense that like people are not gonna speak very highly of it. Like at least like Disney, probably the closest you can get is like Rise of the Resistance, where the ride starts in the queue and everyone talks about when you make it to the first order, ship, and you're on that, and that like the doors open and you're transported to a whole new spot,
So I
right?
think I
And, like
think
there's
that
an immersion fact to that.
right, and I think that's the
And
only thing that's comparable to
yeah,
that to the
probably the
queue.
closest, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
closest, yeah, but even then, bro, like I
they
love
did
and
better at
I
at Epic.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just how the way it
and,
looks, like it's
and
just
I,
like yeah,
my point was more so that like that's super cool, but then like the ride lives up. Like I think the Rise of Resistance ride lives up to like the queue. Like
right,
the
yeah,
experience progressively gets better.
yes, yeah,
Like with this, from what I understand, people say the queue gets cooler, cooler, cooler. You got things that happen. You have the smoke, and you get transported and whatever. And then the ride's like, like so.
really,
Like that's a tough thing to say. But
mm,
yeah, I mean, regardless, it's great that like
dude,
you love the Monsters Unchained that people kept saying was just. A lot of people said it's a show shopping one. Like that's one of their more favorites. I've heard the coaster being like also like a common theme. Everyone loving that one.
yeah.
The main one, and then obviously anything Mario, Nintendo.
Oh
Like
man,
just set a tent and sit out there.
that area was so cool, dude. Like I didn't want to leave.
Yeah,
Like my wife was like, "Let's go see
yeah.
the other things." Like, no, I
I
don't
like
want to
this.
go. I don't want to.
Yes.
Just like home. It's like I feel like it did feel like I was like coming to like a part of me. Like it was like
Yeah. Yeah.
closure for my childhood almost, and not necessarily closure, but like a fulfillment, right? You walk in and then you see the characters and you do the thing, and it is super immersive, and then the music and oh man, and I think again, I think the cafe to me that it was the best thing. Even if the food was just okay. No, actually the desserts were very delicious.
Good.
Yeah. So no, we splurged. It was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get the thing and get the desserts and get the drink, right? And we'll do the thing because it's like we don't know when we're gonna be back, so let's do the
First
thing.
time experience, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we didn't wait too long getting into the cafe. But I think the sitting down, right, and then you have the music, and you have like basically like Mario's greatest hits, and the music, and then the little toads like walking by, and then you get attacked by Bowser comes in on the ship, and then Mario's like and then Luigi's like trying to find like pipes to go in. It's super cool, man. It's just, man, like that just the cafe itself was worth it. Like if there be like if you take the Toadstool Cafe and you put it like outside, I would just go to it because it was so
That's
good.
good.
It was so good.
They can out. They can put that out. Yeah.
Yeah, like just that one thing was worth it. But I mean, you can imagine like it being like surrounded by this, all this like Goombas and piranha plants and whatnot. It was so good, man. Like it's super immersive, and I was super happy, and it was so good. Like a great experience. Like and you know the staff was well trained, and everyone was super nice, and no issues, man. And even the guests, like everyone was well behaved, and it was great. We had a great time, man. Like overall, we had a great time. But then we went through the Harry Potter thing, and I was like, kind of like a letdown, right? But then ultimately, um, I heard that the same thing. Like it's been ongoing. Like I would love to know what's going on. There has to be a major, issue with that. Like I
Yeah.
don't oh, and they turn on the lights, bro. That ride system. I think they were over what's the word for it? Over ambitious with the ride system. Um, and it must have been a tech issue because they turned the lights on, the service lights, right? And I can see the cards and I can see the drive thing, and then I they have a screen like a status screen. It's blue screened, so it's like something must have something
Oh, you
crashed,
know
and
that.
so hey, you know what? That's what happens when you run your ride on Microsoft.
Oh no, Microsoft
yo,
Redoing found a way into the
yo,
show.
what's
Somehow found a way.
what is what? That's what says. If you use Windows on your ride system, guys, that's what's gonna happen, right? You
Wow.
ain't seen the ride system crash on a Mac.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
This
just
episode's
saying.
sponsored by Apple.
I'm
Tim
just
Cook,
saying.
call us.
I'm just saying.
Oh my
But
goodness.
that I mean, it was a very impressive like ride system. And it's like, what the heck? It's like it looks very complex,
Yeah.
and that's what I told the lady at the guest services. Like, hey, I'm in technology. I understand that these things are really complex, so I'm not blaming anyone for this. Like things go wrong, and that's the nature of technology. But but you can communicate better and let us know. It's like, hey, don't waste your time. Go do something else and come back, right? But yeah. But other than that, sir, beautiful park. Highly recommend it. It's expensive because it's still they're not offering any um like season passes or anything yet,
Yeah.
so it's still very expensive. Not like I said, I think it's just the reason they're doing it like that. They're not ready for prime time yet. Um, I think that they'll give it a year. They probably give it another year, and they'll be probably in good shape. So, but yeah, man, it was very good.
Epic Universe, Epic Time.
Yeah, it was great.